Pneumatic actuator. Pneumatic actuators are the devices used for converting pressure energy of compressed air into the mechanical energy to perform useful work. Type linear actuator or pneumatic cylinder based on first application. Number 1, light duty air cylinder. Number 2, medium duty air cylinder. Number 3, heavy duty air cylinder. Second, cylinder action. Number 1, single acting cylinder. Number 2, double acting cylinder. Third, cylinder movement. Number 1, rotating type air cylinder. Number 2, non-rotating type air cylinder. And the last one, cylinder design. Number 1, telescopic cylinder. Number 2, tandem cylinder. Number 3, rodless cylinder. Number 4, impact cylinder. Number 5, duplex cylinder. And the last one, cylinder with sensor. Material of construction. Type of cylinder. Number 1, light duty. Number 2, medium duty. Number 3, heavy duty. Components. Number 1, cylinder tube. Number 2, piston. Number 3, mounting brackets. Light duty for cylinder tube. Hard drawn seamless aluminium or brass tube plastic. Medium duty for cylinder tube. Hard drawn seamless brass tube, aluminium, brass, iron or steel casting. Heavy duty for cylinder tube. Hard drawn seamless tubing, brass, bronze, iron or steel casting. Light duty for piston. Aluminium alloy casting, fabricated aluminium, brass, bronze. Medium duty for piston. Aluminium alloy casting, brass, cast iron. Now, heavy duty for piston. Aluminium alloy casting, brass, cast iron. Light duty for mounting brackets. Aluminium alloy casting. Medium duty for mounting brackets. Aluminium, brass, iron casting. Heavy duty for mounting brackets. High tensile casting or fabricated. Cylinder tube. Piston mounting bracket. Single acting cylinder. Variant design of single acting. First, diaphragm cylinder. Second, rolling diaphragm cylinder. Third, gravity return single cylinder. And the last one, spring return single cylinder.
Double acting cylinder. It is equipped with two working ports, which is on the piston side and the rod side. To extend the piston, compressed air is admitted on the piston side and the rod side connected to the exhaust. During retraction, air admitted at the rod side while the piston side volume is connected to the exhaust. Force is exerted by the piston both during forward and return motion of the cylinder. It's available from few mm to around 300 mm, while stroke length up to 2 meter. Now, the construction of double acting cylinder. The 7 art of the double acting cylinder are: first, base cap with the port connection. Second, base cap with the port connection. Second, bearing cap with port connection. Third, cylinder barrel. Fourth, piston. Fifth, piston rod. 6, scraper ring. And 7, seals. The base cap and the bearing cap are made of cast material, aluminium or malleable cast iron. can be fastened to the cylinder barrel by tie rods, threads or flank. The cylinder barrel usually made of seamless drawn steel tube to increase the lift of the sealing component. The bearing surface of the cylinder are precision machine. Can be made of aluminium, brass or steel tube with hard chrome bearing surface. These used where there are corrosive influence. Piston rod made from heat-treated steel. Certain percentage of chrome protect against rusting. Seal provide between piston and barrel to avoid leakage. Sealing ring is fitted in the bearing cap to seal the piston rod. Bearing bush made from sintered bronze or plastic coated metal. In front of it, it is a whipper ring. Prevent dust and dirt particle from entering the cylinder space. Okay, double acting cylinder with piston rod on one side. To extend cylinder, pump flow to the blank pot. Fluid from the rod and pot return to reservoir. To retract it, pump flow is sent to the rod and pot, and fluid from the blank and pot return to the tank. Double acting cylinder with piston rod on both sides. Rod extending from both sides can withstand the higher loads because they have extra bearing on one each rod to withstand the load. Used when there is bending load and accurate alignment and maximum strength required. Precisely located, dispensing with external guides or bearing in many cases. Disadvantages is reducing in maximum thrust due to the blanking effect of the road cross-section on the piston area, and slightly larger size of cylinder is required. Based on the cylinder action, the rotating type of cylinder are used in application, not widely used. Non-rotating are widely used in industry. Based on the cylinder design, in industry got special design of regular cylinder and the special duty cylinder designed for special purpose. Special design basically natural variation of single or double acting cylinder, derived from standard production of cylinder and merely exchanging selected part. Special duty design to non-standard condition of service or application. Following section deals with some of commonly used special design and special duty cylinder. Okay, now telescopic cylinder. Used when long stroke length and short retracted length are required. The extension of the stroke. When the pressure is applied, air flow through port X and Y and pressure is applied on the both sides of piston 1. Difference in area cause the piston 1 to move to the right. Once inner piston 1 fully extend, inner piston 3 extend. Retraction stroke. To retract, air is applied to port B. Air pressure will act on the annulus of the inner piston 2 and move it to the left. When the inner pressure will act on the annulus of the inner piston 2 and move it to the left. When the inner piston moved to the left and started close port X, air from port B goes to annular side of piston 1 via port Y and push the piston 1 to the left. Forward stroke. Pressure A enter port B. Larger ram of diameter A move first, since the diameter of ram A produce larger force at the beginning of the lift load. When ram A reach the end of the stroke, ram B begin to move, providing smaller force. When reach its end position, ram C will complete the stroke. Retraction stroke. Pressure A, air enters port T. It acts on the annular area of ram A and B is retrieved. Pressure continues to act on annular area of ram B, retrieves ram B. In similar way, the ram C also retrieved. Okay, lastly, tandem cylinder. Two separate double-acting air cylinder arranged in line to one cylinder body. Used in application where large amount of force is required. Pressure is applied to the both piston, resulting in increased force because of large area. The drawback is that the cylinder must be longer than a standard cylinder of larger flow rate than a standard cylinder to achieve an equal speed.
A rodless air cylinder differs from a basic air cylinder in that no piston rod extends outside the cylinder body. There are three types of rodless cylinder. First, cable cylinder. Second, ceiling band cylinder with slot cylinder barrel. And last is cylinder with magnetically coupled slide. Okay, cable cylinder. It is used for very long stroke up to 2000 mm. It consists of nylon jack cable which enters the cylinder barrel and is attached to one end of internal cylinder and exits through the another gland seal. Okay, the second is ceiling band cylinder with slot cylinder barrel. As the carriage moves, the two band ceiling tips are alternately open in front and then close behind of the moving carriage, regardless of the direction of travel. The seals on the piston inside the cylinder barrel press the inner band seal tight against the barrel of cylinder, preventing air from leaking out. Okay, the third is cylinder with magnetically coupled slide. Piston has powerful magnet which bond the piston inside the cylinder with carriage outside, which also contain powerful magnet. The major advantage is no leakage, no direction contact of moving elements, therefore the weight is less. The orientation of the carriage can be changed easily. Okay, impact cylinder. It is used for high energy application, not suitable for large forming strokes that are used for stamping, punching, cutting, beading, embossing. Okay, duplex cylinder or opposite thrust or multi-position cylinder. A duplex cylinder may be used for toe motion duties. For example, clamp workpiece in position Y motion of one piston. Opposite thrust or multi-position cylinder are similarly a combination assembly of at least two double-acting cylinder in one, which the piston and rod in opposite arrangement. Okay, position sensor for cylinder. Magnetic trip switch are the traditional method for position sensing and are still widely used and reliable. Pressure threshold sensor respond less to actual position than to piston velocity, so they are only suitable for detecting the end of the piston travel. Both of these are gradually being superseded by the two types of magnetic sensor. Okay, there are three types cylinder with sensor. First, mechanical sensor. Second, pressure sensor. And the last is magnetic sensor. Okay, this is graphical symbol. First, set single acting cylinder which unspecified returns. 2. Single acting cylinder with spring returns. 3. Double acting cylinder, single piston. 4. Double acting cylinder, double piston rod. 5. Telescopic cylinder, double acting. 6. Double acting cylinder. 7. Double acting cylinder, variable cushion. on one side, and the last is double acting cylinder, variable cushion on both sides.
Okay, then cylinder mounting. Influence stabilize, maintenance frequency and success of the entire installation. Poor mounting design can cause excessive side loads and stresses, which will bring about early failure of some vital component. Selection of this mounting depends on the application and mounting configuration. There are three types of mounting. First, fixed centerline mounting. The cylinder is supported along its center line. The mounting bolts are thus subject to shear or simple stress, need a correct alignment. Then second, pivot centerline mounting, need rotational degree of freedom for a cylinder as it reciprocates. Pivot mounting can be clevis type or trunnion type, permit rotational freedom in one place. Greater degree of freedom are possible if universal joint is used. Then, lastly, fixed centerline mounting. Introduced stock under load condition, may rotate or bend about its mounting bolt when loaded. Stress level on the cylinder is higher as compared to the centerline mounting. Cylinder seal. Used in cylinder to prevent the losses caused by leakage and to make effective use of the compressed air energy medium. Important characteristic of this is long life, low friction, resistant to heat, stability of form, higher range of working pressure, higher range of temperature, and mechanical strength. Classification. First, static seal, used to provide a sealing between the stationary part of cylinder. Example, end cap and barrel. Second, dynamic seal, used to provide for moving surface with each scalp seal and Z seal. Single acting cylinder use less number of seal than double acting. Double acting cylinder use at least 5 different of seal, which are cushion seal, wearing, piston seal, barrel seal, and piston rod. Okay, cushion seal protect a cylinder and its load by absorbing energy at the end of the stroke. When the piston moves to the left, the air in the left chamber must be exhaled to allow for travel of piston. The air cannot escape from the port by virtue of the cushion seal, which is sealed against the piston rod. The only escape path is through the cushion or the fix, which is normally a small hole. When the piston reaches the cushion seal, the piston travel is slowed down to cushioning of the air, so it performs a dual role of a seal and non-return valve. Wearing. Open band fixed around the piston, provide best wear resistance and excellent bearing support, guard the rod against scoring by piston. Piston seal, used for small ball size. Barrel seal, used as barrel seal, used in the near the end cap and is tight fit in the groove location. And lastly, piston rod seal. As pressure seal and wiper seal, external body of this seal is pressure tight fit within the bearing housing. Okay, and cushioning in pneumatic cylinder. Capability of all cylinder to perform rapid reciprocating motion also supply a disadvantage in that considerable kinetic energy is dissipated in the form of shock at the completion of the stroke. Can set up several stress in cylinder itself or end cover or on framework of the machine to which is attached. Can be overcome by providing cushioning to produce gradual deceleration of the piston as it approaches at the end of its stroke. Okay. Then, need for cushioning. When the pressure air is supplied at the inlet point of cylinder, pistons accelerate and travel inside cylinder. Piston has to be slowed down at the end of the stroke to prevent excessive impact of the end cap. Shock load arise not only from the fluid pressure but also from the kinetic energy of the moving part of the cylinder and loads. Can be reduced by accelerating the piston at the end of the stroke by cushioning. To prevent shock due to stopping load at the end of the piston stroke, cushion device are used. Cushion can be applied at either end or both ends. Two types of cushioning is fixed cushioning, adjustable cushioning. Fixed cushioning is used for small ball cylinder. Shock absorbent disc placed into the end cover suction the impact of the piston. Adjustable cushioning Apply to cylinder when whose piston speed exceeds 0.1 meter per second. Can be applied at one end or both. Possible with two methods, which is using the cushion seal and using the piston with plunger. Using the piston with plunger and cap, in this type exhaust A is unrestricted until the plunger enter the cap. The exhaust flow roll in through distillation valve which reduce the end of travel speed. The needle valve is adjustable to allow the distillation rate.
Okay, let's talk about rotary actuator. Rotary actuator is to achieve angular motion. This device is to produce high torque and have limited rotary movement. Its standard rotation is 90 degrees, 180 degrees and 270 degrees. Rotary actuator available in three design, which is vane type limited rotation motors that come with two, single vane and double vane. Secondly, rotary actuator of rack and pinion type. Third, helix spine rotary actuator. Vane type actuator is a torque and motion that been produced by rotation. Piston type actuator are linear actuator that are mechanically connected. The linear force from the actuator are to produce output torque and rotational movement. It is capable providing an output motion of one revolution or more, but non-continuous rotation. Vane type actuator, single vane and double vane. Okay. For the single vane, it consists of a cylindrical housing that pass the central shaft where the vane been attached. Second, shoe or stopper that fixed to internal diameter, divided into two chamber. Third, pressure air pass through port A. Port A rotate the vane clockwise and air in the other chamber moves out through port B. Lastly, vane rotate anti-clockwise and air moves through port A, but the air pressure on the port B. For the double vane, two vane fixed to output shaft 180 degrees apart and two fixed stopper. It providing two separate operating half with two chamber. It gives twice maximum torque. Single vane device with same pressure. The maximum angle rotation is reduced by the stopper only 100 degrees. For the rotary actuator of rack and pinion, it has high torque and small installation method. Okay, for the double piston, it transmit turning moment to output shaft. The toothed piston rod act with output shaft in a rack and pinion arrangement. It gives an even turning moment in a rotation movement. Okay, there are keyways on output end shaft, while opposite end of shaft has stop that used to accommodate end position indication or facilitate hand operation of the actuator. The turning limit of rotary actuator determined by external stop slug that is used to protect unit from effect of excessive inertia. Okay, the compressed air fed into piston chamber through connecting plate and drill galleries that is located in the central part and end cover. The rotary actuator has cylinder block of natural anodized aluminium that been end covered of black anodized aluminium. Okay, now helix spine rotary actuator has a keyed non-rotating piston with a hollow rod. The hollow rod has a set of internal spiral groove that mesh with spiral shaft. The spiral groove shaft is has rotational movement and extend through housing as an output shaft. The output shaft turn clockwise as the fluid pipe through the CW, while the output shaft turn counterclockwise when the fluid pipe to the CCW. That's all from me. Thank you.